Today, guys, I'm going to be showing you how you can use Google Drive. This is actually a really interesting topic because there's a lot more to this than a lot of people realize. As I get into today's video, if you do find it useful and informative, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe for more hints and tips, and let's get started. Okay, guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to navigate over to google.com/drive. That's going to redirect us to this page right here, which is basically workspace.google.com/products/drive. Obviously, it's much easier to go google.com/drive, but it gets you to the same place nonetheless. Now in here, this is kind of your landing page. The first thing we need to do is actually go ahead and sign in. Now I'm going to go ahead and sign in with a separate Gmail account, but if you do have an account on YouTube, or maybe you've got a Gmail, you can use that to sign into the Google Drive. I'm just going to go ahead and sign in right now. Okay, so once we are signed in, this is what we are going to be displayed, right? Basically, it's a landing page, a home page, where once we've logged in, we can see the basics, right? Now, this is completely fresh. There's nothing here. So it can really show you exactly how to get this rolling in a really efficient way. Okay, so the first thing that we need to understand is the structure of Google Drive, because it is relatively straightforward, but also quite complex in what it does. So the first thing you can notice here is you've got a big new button over on the left-hand side. And the first thing we want to do is probably create some folders to organize our files into. So I'm just going to go ahead and create a new folder here. And it's going to come up with a pop-up just like this. And I'm going to call this folder 1. Once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click on Create. Okay, it's going to create me a folder, and it's going to drop me straight into my drive, which is this next option on the left-hand side. I can go ahead and add another folder. I'm just going to call this one Folder 2. Just like that, and we're going to go ahead and click Create. So now I have two folders inside my Google Drive. Okay, now over here on this new button, there are other options as well, such as uploading an entire folder if we wanted to, as well as uploading individual files. But we're going to talk more about the uploading in just a moment. So ultimately, the first thing we want to do is kind of structure out our folders, whether we want a folder per name or per kind of project or task that we're doing, whatever it may be. In this example, I've just created two folders. Now, at this point, it's probably worth mentioning that there are other products within the Google Drive. So if I come over to this new button again and we give that a click, you'll notice that we have things like Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, Google Vids, even Google Forms, and more, such as Google Drawings, My Maps, Sites, even App Scripts. Okay, so this is really quite an important thing to kind of bear in mind, because there's more to Google than maybe what a lot of people were thinking. And of course, it's very similar to Microsoft product, if you will, when it comes to Word, Excel, or PowerPoint, right? You've got Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So there are other products within this ecosystem, and I will be jumping into a few of those in just a moment to show you a lot of how they work as well. But if you are looking for more specific tutorials on those applications, then you can let me know in the comments below. Okay, so now we've got our folders in place and we know that there are other products that we can use here. Let's go ahead and go into folder 1, okay? And we're going to upload a file. Now we can see here that we have the ability to just drop the files directly here by dragging and dropping them. Or alternatively, I can right click and I can go ahead and upload a file. Or alternatively, I can hit the new button and I can go ahead and upload a file. For ease of this video tutorial, I could go ahead and drop, but I'm going to go ahead and right click here and file upload. It's going to give us this little pop-up box. I'm going to go ahead and click on this one right here, this little PDF. And you can see at the bottom right-hand corner, you have this upload completed section, and you can see that it has a green tick next to it. Basically means that it has uploaded. I can go ahead and close that little box off, and you can see here that we have this new PDF that has been added to folder 1. Now, you can of course upload multiple files all at once. You can upload folders if you want to, but ultimately you just add them to the correct locations. But sometimes you don't necessarily want to actually go ahead and upload. Maybe you want to create a new file. Well, for that, we're going to come over to this new button here. We're going to click it. We're going to go down to Google Docs and we're going to click on that. And this is going to open up in a brand new tab. Now here we have this very simple similar looking document, very similar to kind of Microsoft Word if you've used that application before. There's a few things here that are worth kind of noting. One, of course, that this is just a kind of personal storage, so it's given me all the kind of information about upgrading and all that kind of stuff. I'm just going to close that off. You might not have that, you might already be paying for something or whatever, but for now we'll have it like this. I want to draw everyone's attention to the top left hand corner where it says untitled document. You can click in here and you can rename this. Okay, so I'm going to rename this document test. I think I'm going to go with test, TODX, a bit like that. And then when I click off of it, that's now this document's name. Okay, and I could add some text in here, anything I want really, just to go ahead and just do this, for example. And what's happening here is it's saving in real time. If you can pay attention to the top here where it says save to the drive, if I go ahead and type something, you can see it's saving. It basically saves every keystroke in real time. Okay, and this is really useful. It means you don't have to worry about saving documents, losing any potential progress. But it's also really important when we get to sharing these documents at a later stage, because everybody can see what everybody else is doing in real time. And it's really, really useful. But we'll talk more about that a little bit later in this video. So for now, as you can see, we've created this document, right? And it has one tab to it. If we wanted to have multiple tabs, we could add multiple tabs, or we could just drop it all in here. So for example, if I hit plus on this tab area, we get tab 2. It's like a whole separate page. And again, I can go ahead and I can type whatever I want into this. I can come over to my tab here as well, click on the 3 dots, and I can even rename this. So instead of being tab 1, I could give it a name more specific, such as that office guy, right? And then maybe tab 2, we want to name that something different. Maybe we want to actually delete it because we don't actually need it anymore. We can go ahead and delete it as well. There's lots of different options here and lots of different ways that you can actually create structured documents with Google Docs. Now, because this document is created in its own tab, we can just go ahead and simply close it down. And then we'll come back over to our tab here, which is our Google Drive, which has remained open. And we can see that our test docs is also there for us to do whatever we want with. Okay, so super easy to create new documents. This includes things like these Google Docs, Google Sheets, or Google Slides, or any of these other documents. And we can create them wherever we want, within our root directory here, My Drive, or within folder 1 or folder 2, or whatever folder name that you have. Okay, so really useful to have these and to basically use these documents to basically help you with structuring out all of the things you're trying to do within this entire ecosystem. Now, the other thing that's really cool when it comes to Google Documents, or Google Drive, I should say, is the ability to actually edit PDFs. So as you can see, right, we uploaded this PDF document. I can go ahead and double click into it, right? And it's gonna show me the PDF. That's great, right? It says, will you hit the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more hints and tips? Only you guys can answer that one. But what we can do here is you can see that it says open in Google Documents. So I can click that. And what it's going to do is it's going to open up a new tab again, and it's going to load that PDF document into a Google Docs where I can actually go ahead and edit the document. And it's going to save this as a new Google Doc in my folder. So it's not going to edit the PDF per se. What it's doing is it's basically taking the PDF, converting it into Google Docs so that I can edit it. And I could then save this as a PDF if I wanted to at a later stage. So if I can now close this down and come out of my PDF, you'll notice that I now have a Google Docs version of the PDF here in my folder. So again, it's one of those really great kind of functions that not a lot of people know about. The ability to edit a PDF without having to pay for an Adobe subscription, for example, and it's a great way to be able to do that completely for free using this Google suite of products. Okay, so the next thing that you really do need to know about when it comes to Google Drive is the ability to see lots of different options for your documents. So let's take that test document that we created earlier. Over here on the far right hand side, you can see there's a whole host of options, such as share, or to download, or even to rename the file and add it to a starred list. There's also more actions over here on the right-hand side as well. If we click on that, you end up with all of these different options here as well, such as Open With, which allows us to open this document in different connected applications down here, or within Google Docs, or to preview it, open it in a new tab, or even some suggested applications as well. The ability to download it, rename it, or even make a copy of this file. You can share it, you can organize it, as in you can move the file or add it to a shortcut, or even, add it to a starred list. And then there's some file information as well, such as the details, the security limitations, the activity. You could even lock the file down. And if you no longer want it, you could also move it to the bin. Okay, so these are some great options that you actually are really easy to get access to and easy to use. And a lot of people miss them because they don't really go looking to see what they could do with these Google documents once they actually have them. But again, it's well worth paying attention to the various different things that you can do with each individual type of document. Okay, so the next thing that I want to kind of really talk about is one of the most powerful features of Google Drive, and that is the ability to share. So let's take that test document again, and you can see here that there is a share button, or under more options you can see that there's share, and it says share or copy the link. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on this share icon just here because it gives you a few more options. Now, as you can see, right, there's a few things to kind of keep in mind here, right? Your document by default is actually restricted to people who can access the link. Right? Now you can of course add people's email addresses here, or groups, spaces, or even send out calendar invites, or events I should say, up here within this area. Okay, and it's only people that you give access to can actually access the document, right? As it says down here, restricted. So any email address you put here will be fine, but anyone else who gains access to the link can't access it if they're not authorized to do so. So it says only people with access can actually open the link, right? Which is great, which means if you do invite people via their email address and they go ahead and send it to someone else, well, they still cannot gain access to the actual Google file because they don't have access, right? They aren't explicitly having their email addresses added in at the top here. However, that doesn't necessarily work for everything. Sometimes you actually do want your document to be fully open. Now, from this restricted area, you can go ahead and click it, and it says anyone with the link can actually gain access to it. So if we click that, we can see right here, it's basically saying, okay, anyone who has access to the link can now basically open the link, right? But they can only be a viewer, which means they cannot edit it. So in here, you can have a drop-down menu. You can say, I want people to be able to comment, or even be an editor of the document, or just a viewer. Okay, so sometimes you want to be able to share a document, and anyone with the link can basically go ahead and open it, but they can't edit the document, they can only view it. Or sometimes you want anyone with the link to be able to be an editor, right? Again, it's a great way, but it's only really for specific kind of use cases. Most of the time, you're actually probably going to want to restrict this and have it only onto the email addresses that actually, you want to give access to the document. And once you're happy with it, you can go ahead and copy the link and share the link, although they would have received an email anyway when you click on done. Okay, there are some settings here as well. You can click on the settings and you can see allow editors to change permissions and share. You can untick that if you don't want to. And it says down at the bottom here, people who can download, copy and print, editors and commenters, right? So if you don't want any viewers to be able to download or copy it, you would unselect that as well. But maybe you want editors to be able to change the permissions and also share, in which case you could do that. Okay, so there are settings within your settings, if that makes sense, when it comes to sharing your document. But basically, like I mentioned earlier, anyone that you give access to as an editor, everyone can be editing the document at the same time, and everyone can see what everyone else is doing. It's a great way to be more collaborative with your work. Okay guys, so I know that's an awful lot to get through, folders, other products, the Google documents, the uploading, the creating of files, the editing PDFs, the sharing, right? There's a lot there, but it's a great suite of products that you should really learn your way around. Hopefully you have found this video useful and informative. If you have, make sure to smash the like button for me. I really do appreciate that. Subscribe for more hints and tips, and I will catch you all in the next one.